Hi folks, quick video, something a little different today. I got a package in the mail, which is something that I've been waiting for about a week now. It's come all the way from the other side of the world, and this is a Riden 18 amp 60 volt power supply. And the reason I bought this is because I want to look at powering more exotic fans, and these will require 24 volts, 48 volts and even over 50 volts. Now my intention is to pair this with a Cisco switch power supply, which I will show later on. But first things first is to have a wee look at this. I'll fire it up quickly, give it a wee spin. I don't actually have any 48 volt fans at the moment, but I do have a 24 volt fan. So here we are in the box. We have the unit itself, which is lovely jubbly. It's very, very heavy. Have to say, the beige colour is going to divide opinion. I quite like it. Everything feels nice. When you see the other versions of the unit, you can tell straight away that this is designed for high current. Now, I did mention that I have a Cisco power supply. I'll quickly show that now before I hook them up. Now, this is made by Delta, and as you can see from the rating, it will output 56 volts at 12.8 amps. And I have already been doing my research online, got the correct pinout. I'll make a more detailed video about this later. And I have soldered wires to the output terminals. So this is all ready to go. When it's connected to the mains, it fires up at about 55.5 volts. Okay, so this is the unit up and running. It really is a case of plug and play. You just have to wire it up at the back. And as you can see, I'm getting from the Cisco power supply, which, by the way, has a very annoying fan sound, and I will do something about that later. I'm getting just under 56 volts, but that does go up when it's under load. I have the output at the moment set to 11 volts and 2.5 amps, and if I hit the on-off button, it should be sufficient to drive this fan. Now this is a 24 volt fan, as I mentioned before, 140mm, it's a bit of a beast. So let's see what happens. And that is starting nicely. Takes a wee while to pick up. And if we look at the credentials there, we can see that is whirring along nicely at 11 volts, and the input has gone up to pretty much bang on 56 volts. Now I can put the power higher, but I will have to hold the fan because it's a very powerful fan, so bear with me while I put the camera on the tripod. Alright, so we're back in business. I've lengthened the cables on the fan just because it wasn't set up ideally. My hand was getting in the way of the display of the Riden. Now I can operate it hands-free, camera-wise. So I'll power this up again. And this is set to 12 volts, 2.5 amps, so let's just put it on and crank up the voltage a little bit. So you can step up the voltage in very small increments, or as I'm about to do, you can put it up 1 volt at a time, simply by pressing reset, scrolling along to where the 10s are, and starting to climb. And that is set to 24 volts. You can see it's a little bit below, but it's pretty stable. Just over 1 amp. I can overvolt it, but I don't want to kill the fan. I know that these Delta fans have a range at least a couple of volts over. We can go up to 25, 26. You see it's drawing more power, 30 watts. I'll step that right back down. Back to 11 volts. So there you have it. That's a very short and sweet introduction to this lovely little power supply.